Hi, I'm Julie, the other half of the Rahmas, and welcome to our channel. We created this channel so that we can document a visual diary of our marriage and our parenthood. So, this is our life in love and parenthood by grace. So, just a little backstory of our life. Ever since we got married, Rush, my husband, has been asking for a baby. He's been secretly praying for it, apparently. For me, I was a little bit hesitant. I wasn't sure how far should you be married, then have a baby. We have been praying about it, and we came to the basic realization that God is perfect and his timing is always perfect. We prayed about it, and by the end of October, we decided to go to a doctor and to see if I am good to go. So fast forward to end of October, we went to an OB. I did some standard procedures, urine test, blood test, ultrasound. When we got the print of the ultrasound of my ovaries, of course they were empty. We decided to prank our friends and our family because they've been asking, before you get married, they will ask you, when are you going to get married? And then after you get married, they will ask you, when are you gonna have a baby? And then after you have one baby, they're gonna ask you, when are you gonna have another baby? So everybody has been asking every time they see us, is my tummy with a baby? When are we gonna have a baby? So we decided that we're gonna prank them with the ultrasound picture of my ovaries. So here's the video. Surprise!
Who's that?
You know what that is?
She's pregnant?
Pregnant ka na.
Ah?
Labis na siya.
Scammers ka, Lods. Scammers.
Weren't able to catch all of their reactions. This was one video of my family. I wasn't able to get the reaction of my friends and my other family. So that was end of October. After that prank, I got my period. And apparently that was the last period that I will have for the next 9 months. By mid of November, without even knowing, I was conceiving. I was going through my first month. End of November, I was supposed to be getting my period and I was delayed a little bit. So I didn't have any second thoughts about it because before I got married, I was irregular in cycle. So to all the girls who are irregular, we always hear that, oh, just wait till you get married and then it will be fine. So after I got married, it turned out to be fine. So this was the very first time that I'm getting delayed again. So at the back of my mind, I was like, maybe it's just at it again. Nothing to worry. There's an inkling at the back of my mind. I'm thinking, is this it? So I've been having normal symptoms. So my symptoms are breast tenderness, a little bit of cramps, not as much as I used to get. I was slightly or very, I don't know, let my husband say, very or slightly hormonal. So I would get mad quickly. I had a temper. But I also had other symptoms that I usually don't get when I'm about to get my period. It was weird. Like one time I was gonna get a gift for my best friend. It was her birthday. So I told my husband, I told Rush, okay, Rush, at this time we have to go to the mall. I have to find a gift. I have to buy it, etc., etc. When he came home, he found me napping on the bed. And I'm like, I'm so tired I can't go out. So that was one. I was having weird headaches. So I'm the type of person who never gets a headache. I just found it very weird that I'm like, oh my God, I'm starting to get old. I'm starting to go to a phase where I'm getting headaches and it doesn't go away if you eat, if you nap. And what is this? Also, when driving, I usually don't get dizzy. I use my phone, everything. I don't get dizzy. But there's this one time we were driving home and I was like, Rush, I'm feeling dizzy. I was already 7 days late at that time and I'm like, this is weird. And then the last thing that really made me push to take a PT or a pregnancy test was this intuition or like this gut feeling that I might be pregnant. It was already first week of December. I was already 10 days late. I'm like, I guess it's time to take a test. The problem is because I pranked my family and friends, I didn't want to assume and then start telling them. I would be like the boy who cried wolf. So I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to confirm by myself. I didn't want to tell my husband because I wanted to surprise him. I didn't want to tell my sister. I wanted to surprise her. I didn't want to tell anyone. I wanted to surprise them. So it was just me and God. So I ordered the cheapest pregnancy test in Talabat. It was only 15 dirhams. So it was evening. I'm like, most of my family would be sleeping and Rush is busy doing stuff in the room. He's cleaning. The delivery guy came. I sneakily went downstairs. I went to the downstairs toilet and took the test. Now, in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna take this test just to get over with it, just to, proceed and know what's really going on. Oh my God. I took the test. TMI, I peed on it. And when you wet a tissue and you see how the water runs through the tissue? So that's what happened. As I was watching it, it was like crossing through. And I saw two thick red lines. And my first reaction was close my mouth. And I'm like, oh, shucks. So here's the test. You know how in movies, or sometimes I've been searching in Pinterest, and sometimes when they take the test a little bit early, over a week, the second line is always so faint, sometimes you can't even see it. Look at my test. There. Look how thick those lines are. It's undeniable. You know what I did after? I Googled how accurate are these tests. In my head, I was thinking, it's only 15 dirhams. How can it be accurate? I want to blurt out anything and be unsure because it's only 15 dirhams. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait tomorrow. Tomorrow, Rashid's going to work in the morning. I will be alone. As soon as I woke up, I again ordered from Talabat. And this time, I ordered a more expensive PT. The one you see in the movies. Maybe you're familiar with the brand. It's called Clear Blue. Okay? And it says, result as fast as 1 minute. So this was, I think, 50 dirhams. And they had a digital version, but I'm like, this is good. I mean, I trust the brand. I've seen it in movies, so it should be accurate. And it's more expensive. It says, place it on an even surface. You know what? Before I could even place it on an even surface and wait for a minute, as the box says, it showed me a positive sign. So the box says if it's a horizontal line, it's a negative. If there's like a one big chunk of vertical line that creates a positive sign, that's a positive. So before I could even lay this thing down on the counter, I saw the liquid like running through, and look what greeted me. You see that thick, big line in the middle? So I'm like, well, that was at 10:50 a.m. This can't be wrong because it says over 99% accurate. So what I did was I called the nearest clinic around our house, which was 3 minutes away. I called and say, what's your earliest appointment for an OB? They're like at 11 o'clock. Mind you, this was at 10:50. I'm like, okay, booked at 11 o'clock. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Quickly dressed up. When I reached there, the doctor's like, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, doctor, I took 2 PTs. One cheap, one expensive. They both say positive. How accurate are those? The moment I said that, she said, "Congratulations." And I'm like, you're not gonna do any test on me? And then she's like, we're gonna do some blood tests. And then she's like, you know what? Let's just check. I lay there, but because I was too early, she was suspecting, so she did an IE on me. And there it was on the screen, a little bean. Oh my god. My tears were just pooling in my eyes. I was trying to hold it back because I was shy from this doctor and everything. It was one of the best feelings in the world. I just wish I took a video because it was really a special moment. In the screen, when I was seeing the picture of that little bean, there was like blotches of red flashing in the screen. And she's like, "That's a heartbeat." And I'm like, oh my god, how can that little circle have a heartbeat? God is so amazing. How a little bean like that have a heartbeat. And then she said, "You are probably at 5 weeks." I'm like, what? So I just entered my 2nd month of pregnancy when I found out. And there's already a heartbeat. And I was so amazed, so amazed, so amazed. This is how God creates life. And so that's how I found out that I was pregnant. So it was funny because it started as a prank, but now it's very, very much real. So I hope you will join me, this baby Rama, Raj, in our journey in this life and love and our parenthood by grace. We are very much thankful to the Lord that we have been blessed by this child. We really hope that as we learn, we can also share what we're learning. So thank you so much for joining me today in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. And maybe if you were also expecting, you would relate to that story. So if you are expecting, if you know someone who's expecting, how did you find out that you were pregnant or they were pregnant? So I really want to know because ours is just funny and it's very memorable to us. So thank you so much for watching and God bless. See you soon.